fed the pig. He fed the goat. He fed the sheep. He fed the rabbit. They liked the farmer. He took good care of everyone. He was a nice man. Farmers are good, said the chicken. We need farmers, said the duck. He wanted to wash his hands. His hands were dirty. They were dirty from the newspaper. All newspapers have black ink. The black ink got on his hands. When he rubbed his nose, he put black ink on his nose. His wife looked at him. She laughed. Why are you laughing? He asked. She said his nose was black. She handed him a mirror. He looked in the mirror. He said, Yes, you're right. I have black ink on my nose. I look a little bit funny. No, you look very funny, his wife said. She laughed again. He went into the bathroom. He turned on the water. He picked up the bar of soap. He rubbed the soap between his hands. He washed his face. He rinsed his face with water. He looked in the bathroom mirror. His nose was clean. There was no ink on his nose. He walked out of the bathroom. He wanted to show his wife his new nose. Let's go fishing, said the father. That's a good idea, said the mother. They put the kids into the car. They put the fishing rods into the car. They put the jar of worms into the car. They drove to the lake. The lake was huge. The name of the lake was Yellow Lake. It had yellow sand all around it. The sand looked like gold, but it wasn't gold. It was only sand. They parked the car. They got out of the car. They sat down on the sand. They put the worms on the hooks. They put the hooks into the water. They waited for the fish to bite the bait. They waited 30 minutes. Then one of the kids caught a fish. It was a trout. It was a rainbow trout. It had many colors like a rainbow, but its belly was white. They took the trout off the hook. They put the trout into a bucket of water. The trout swam around in tiny circles. It was confused. Where did the big lake go? They caught 3 more trout. Then they went home. They had delicious fried fish for dinner. Can we go fishing every day? The kids asked their parents. A robin is a pretty bird. It has a red breast. It has black wings. It sings a pretty song. A crow is pretty too. It is completely black. It is shiny black. A crow is a big bird. It is a smart bird. It is a lazy bird. It watches people. People have food. They throw food into a garbage can. The crow flies down to the garbage can. It walks around the edge of the can. It looks for something tasty. It hops into the can. It picks out a potato chip. It flies into a tree. It eats the potato chip. Then it flies back to the garbage can. The robin sees the crow. The robin is hungry. It flies down to the garbage can. The crow yells at the robin. It says, "Get out of here! This can is my can!" The robin flies back into the tree. The crow is a greedy bird. It doesn't like to share with others. The little girl was thirsty. She wanted something to drink. She opened the refrigerator. She looked inside. She saw milk. She saw soda. She saw orange juice. She saw beer. She wondered what beer tasted like. Her daddy drank beer every day. Beer must be good. If daddy likes it, it must taste good. She grabbed a can of beer. She opened the beer. She smelled it. She couldn't smell anything. She swallowed some. Yuck, she said. The beer was horrible. How could Daddy drink that stuff? She put the can back into the refrigerator. Daddy could finish it when he got home. She grabbed the milk. She poured some into a glass. She added chocolate syrup to the milk. She stirred the milk. Now she had chocolate milk. She loved chocolate milk. Poor Daddy, she thought. He likes beer more than chocolate milk. The three bears left their cave. They lived in a beautiful cave. The cave was big. The cave was warm in winter. The cave was cool in summer. It was a quiet cave. It was a dark cave. They loved their cave. Today was Sunday. They liked to pick berries on Sunday. So they left their cave. They walked through the woods. They found a field of berries. Mama Bear had a basket. They filled the basket with blackberries and blueberries. Then they walked back to their cave. When they got inside the cave, they heard a noise. "Who is that?" Papa Bear asked. "It's only me," said a pig. "What are you doing here?" asked Papa Bear. "I'm hiding from the farmer," said the pig. "I think he wants to eat me." Papa Bear told the pig he could stay in the cave as long as he wanted. The bears shared their berries with the pig. Then the pig and Baby Bear took a nap together. The girl got up on the horse. It was a brown and white horse. It was a big horse. She sat on the horse's back. She was taller than her father. She looked down at her father. "Daddy, you are shorter than me," she said. Her daddy said, "Yes, you are taller than me. You are taller than your mother. You are taller than the horse." The horse started walking around in a circle. The girl held onto the reins. Her daddy held onto the horse. She was having fun. She liked to ride the horse in a circle. Someday, she would ride the horse fast. Someday, she would ride it straight and far and fast. Her daddy told her to be patient. "You must crawl before you walk. You must walk before you run. First, ride a slow horse. Then ride a fast horse." She agreed with her daddy. "You are right, Daddy," she said. "I will be patient. Today I am riding a slow horse, but someday I will ride a fast horse. I will ride my fast horse all day, every day." "We are running out of money," Dad said. "I must find another job." Mom was a teacher. Dad was a teacher. They had 4 children. The baby had a rare disease. She was always sick. They had to take her to the doctor often. The doctor was expensive, but he took good care of the baby. He said she would be healthy in a few years, but Dad owed the doctor a lot of money. He looked in the paper for another job. He asked his friends about another job. Finally, he found another job. He became a taxi driver. After he taught school, he ate dinner. Then he went to the taxi company. He drove the taxi to the airport. He picked up people at the airport. He dropped off people at the airport. Some people gave him big tips. Some people gave him small tips. Some people gave him no tips. He drove the taxi for 8 hours. Then he went home. He was tired. He went straight to sleep. Every night he had a dream. Every night it was the same dream. Every night he dreamed about money. Every night the money was on fire. The pilot and the passenger got into the plane. It was a small plane. It had one engine. It was an old plane. The pilot started the engine. "Are you okay?" he asked the passenger. She said she was okay. They were flying to an island. The island was only 30 minutes away. It would be a short flight. She was a nurse. Her husband was a doctor. The doctor was on the island. The doctor needed some medicine. She had the medicine in her bag. The medicine would save a young boy. The young boy was very sick. The plane took off. The engine sounded funny. The pilot frowned. "Is everything okay?" the passenger asked. "I'm afraid not," said the pilot. "There's something wrong with the engine. We have to land." He landed the plane. The nurse got out of the plane. She looked around the airport. She saw another plane. This plane had 2 engines. She walked over to the plane. "Is this a new plane or an old plane?" she asked the pilot. The pilot said it was a new plane. "Good," she said. "Please take me to the island. It's a windy day. The wind is blowing hard. Paper is blowing everywhere. The wind blew the man's hat off. It blew the woman's hat off. It blew a bird off the telephone wire. The other birds laughed. The wind keeps blowing. The trees are bending over. The people outside are bending over. The wind makes it hard to walk. The wind makes it hard to drive. The big trucks have to pull over. They have to stop on the side of the freeway. One driver did not stop. He was in a hurry. The wind blew his truck over. The big truck is on its side. The wheels are spinning in the wind. The driver was not hurt. He is waiting for a crane. The crane will pick up the truck. The crane will put the truck on its wheels again. The driver learned his lesson. He will never drive in the wind again. The wind makes it hard to fly, too. Pilots know the wind is dangerous. They do not fly their small planes in windy weather. They do not want to crash into the ground. A crash will kill them. They sit at the airport. They drink coffee. They wait for the wind to die down. More than 100 passengers got on the plane. It was a winter day. It was January. The weather was very cold. It was snowing. Ice was on the roads. But the airport was open. The big jets were flying. A little snow never stopped a big jet. Big jets fly all the time. They rarely crash in bad weather. They rarely crash in good weather. Big jets are very safe. The passengers got on the plane. It was 7 a.m. The plane was supposed to take off at 7:30 a.m. It did not take off at 7:30 a.m. It did not take off all morning. It did not take off all afternoon. The plane sat on the runway until 6:30 p.m.